trying the ball well here.
Lovely pass from Isaac Ross, missing a man out and creating space on the outside.
I'd have to say it's more like Pacific Dragons than Asian Pacific Dragons, but
Again,
there we
working
go.
to the edges.
Oh, big hand. You got one of your local Scottish lads there fairly cleanly.
Yeah.
The fellow with that nice haircut.
I think
Colour.
the referee was allowing play to flow on there. He may have got a call from his touch judge that the pass was forward.
Yep.
Didn't look too bad from here, but in saying that, we don't have a great angle.
Well, here's the first.
Looking through the rails.
First challenge
Through
for
the rails from the corner.
the-
It seemed fine.
the King's College folk, because this scrum they'll have to be compact and organised because they're giving away a lot of size.
But in saying that, the King's College scrum in the last match, although smaller, was very dominant. They, when they needed to, they
Held well.
They pushed them off the ball.
They held well there on their own ball.
There's always a bit of a problem again if you've got one man having to strike and the other four having to hold it. They did well. So it'll be interesting to see where the scrum goes the other way with the feed. To Terry's point, they may actually push him back.
Well, they've kept that. It looked like it might have gone forward, but no.
They just need to get that ball out a bit quicker, I think.
They're playing right up the middle at this Dragons team, which I didn't expect.
Well, they're not, they're not shying away.
There's plenty of aggression in the tackle, so there's no
Looking good
quarter
here.
being given.
Nicely in. Oh, nice snatch
Nice
out of
aerial
there.
take.
That pass didn't really need to be given, I don't think, Terry. Just,
Fusita claimed that, and he's managed to keep the ball in play, so good clean out the ruck. Asia Pacific Dragons looking wide.
There's a big boy.
Long
Number
legs of
5.
Isaac Ross stretch out.
tall timber, as we said.
Little.
Right.
He's got a long way to bend down to pick that up. Unfortunately, the legs were longer than the arms, and he couldn't quite reach it.
I think he got as far as his knees.
As we said, there's not really been. It was no need for him to be lifted in the first game he played. He could catch the line outstanding there.
Got to say though, for a big man, he's getting around the park. He's quite heavily involved, and
he's playing fairly wide from the contact area. He's playing there distributing. No,
he's got a handy pass on him. So
all the skills we were lacking, Brucey.
I think he always rated himself as a back, which frustrated some of his tight five companions.
I've known a few players in various grades of rugby who are meant to be forwards and fancy themselves as backs, and then they fancy themselves as kicking backs, and that's
Pulling
even
down.
worse.
Pulling down on the overside. It seems to me that our King's College boys have got the better of them in the scrum there, getting a penalty for being pulled down by the Dragons, getting a bit desperate to try and get that ball.
Oh, I think he's been a bit greedy. He's bitten off too much, so we come back for the scrum on the 10-metre mark where he kicked it.
That's a bad miss.
The guaranteed position just squandered there by the kicker from King's College. James Omson will
Go back to this weather. For the Southern Hemisphere teams, the sun's come out again. This is just the most favourable weather. The Scottish guys were out. The clouds come over, it cooled down.
Well, Hong Kong Football Club are very well organised, Bruce, as you know.
We've got the weather on a string, haven't we? Nice cooling breeze. Was that all the fancy?
Yeah. Well, bit of both. We'll have it all.
Well, this might just...
There's an interesting scrum here.
Yeah, very solid.
Well head, yep. Did well to stop him. On the side. Head down, look at that.
We might be seeing a high
Give
tackle.
a high tackle there, yeah.
There.
Oh, and what did we say, Kerry?
Chip.
A kicking second row forward.
Yes, but a sensible one. He knew
Because
the referee was playing advantage.
Well, he knew the advantage, but
he took his opportunity.
Well, he took the opportunity to sclaff the kick.
Oh, well, he was going to be a hero either way then, wasn't he?
I think
right.
we've seen him lurking about quite wide, and now we've seen that suspect side of the second row forward.
Some would say the dark side.
Yes.
That was a good kick. Well done. Now they're in a very good position.
Well, this
Score from here.
This whole position come about because the King's College
missed touch at the other end.
Yeah. You've got to take your opportunities.
You have to say, as long as he can deliver the ball straight to this line out, they should have guaranteed position with Isaac Ross and his 12-inch height advantage in the middle. probably more than that when he sticks his arms up.
Look at that ball.
Oh, strong
through,
straight runner through the middle.
And, yep.
And the tries awarded.
And puts it down.
Opening try to Hogan Levels, Asia Pacific Dragons. Nice starting work with the top of the
Great try by Carter Fager. Good reward for some powerful direct running.
Yeah, just some fairly direct rugby there, off the line out and just run it hard and straight.
And interesting that they, you know, the King's College Old Blues would have been looking to the ball going to Isaac Ross. They ignored him and fed the back of the line out, and they didn't encounter that much resistance. So
Yeah, the big boy was a big decoy.
that's right. Quite often the biggest threats are the best decoys.
Would that have been John Kerwin in your day for you at the moment? They're already watching him, Terry.
If he was over the other side of the field, I had to run around his side to get the ball. Oh,
that's a card. Almost certainly.
There's clearly no malice. The players are up. They shake hands, and
just
certainly no ill will intended.
He's got it wrong enough, I think, that it's a yellow.
Dangerous situation.
Well, see where he landed. We will get a replay, but hopefully
yellow.
just yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but there was no malice in it, as you say, but definitely he played him well in there.
And it's good to see that the player that made the mistake and played the guy in the air, took him out, was quick to ensure he was okay and apologise. So it's you know, in the true spirit of rugby, the way we like to see it played.
Indeed.
It's one thing that's survived professionalism more than I thought it would, Terry. The spirit of the game still is essentially there with most players. But this is interesting. One player advantage to the King's College lads.
Well, they're going to be relieved of that. See what they can capitalise on. They've got 3 minutes.
You've got to call that good running.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Towed it through.
Kick through. Well, I think that first player chasing was in front of the kicker. Yes, and the referee agrees.
What was that for?
The first chaser was in front of the kicker when he kicked the ball. So, and if I was the Asia Pacific Dragons, I would want it up further up the field where the player was offside. Yes.
Where the offence happened, anyway.
Oh, that's interesting. He's ruled it was a kick where the scrum landed, or sorry, where the ball landed, or a scrum back, which seems unusual. Still possession given back to the Asia Pacific Dragons, who will be in no rush to set this scrum with their one-player deficit.
There's a couple of times where you fall over here, Bruce, you've reset about 3 times.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Oh.
That's a big decision.
Some of these referees have been very severe on these scrum calls.
It was very quick. He'd only just gone down and already pinged him, I presume, for not putting the ball in.
No.
Oh, for the prop placing his hand on the ground to support himself. And
but the ball wasn't in, was it?
The ball wasn't in. And
so he's allowed
to be honest, you know, he's trying to actually make the scrum work.
If the ball's not yet in, there's nothing wrong with that. He's got to give him a chance to get his bind up. As
the referee wanting to make sure everyone knows who's in charge, yeah?
This is a chance, though.
Spilled it out. Lost the ball. Nicely back over Pacific Dragons. Strong running here. Look at that.
Take it back into contact. Keep the ball close. Oh, again, a low pass to Isaac Ross, proving that it's difficult to get those hands down to the low ball when you're that tall.
He's having a go.
Yeah, and very, very good play there by
good play.
Facita from the Asia Pacific Dragons. He offered the player the sideline and let him run himself over it.
And he thought about it once, and then he went, I like the fact that the young lad had a go in the end. But
well, he had to offer it several times before he very bit. It's a bit like fishing, really, isn't it? And got him on the second or third cast. Lovely aerial skills from Isaac Ross again.
And through the middle. Who's that one running?
Tuggy Thuckenbell throwing a big dummy and then straight through the middle, waiting for support to catch him. There in the shape. Back to Tuggy Thuckenbell. Oh, another high shot. The referees.
I think he just touched the back and let go, Terry. I think that was fine.
Oh, exactly. There was certainly no danger in that one, but the way the referees rule these days, you kind of expect the penalty to come the moment the arm goes up there.
A lucky break there for Kings.
Wow, that should have been a try. They could do it, but just feel
Scrum
just
down,
slightly
King's ball.
outgunned. But
Huge dummy there from
Yeah.
Taki Thakambau, and herring off up the field. And he was unfortunate as support runner wasn't one of the quickest players in the team, and he had to slow the whole thing down to bring him into play.
Oh, big scrum here, but they come away with the ball nicely.
Deft little chip kick. Can he regather? He's done
Nicely
well.
done. They're still with the ball, playing it. They're driving it well.
Critical for the Asia Pacific Dragons to hold him out here. 0 seconds on the clock. Half time is up. Next stoppage will we'll see them go to the
that's
break.
another penalty. They've got the penalty.
Oh, okay. So the
penalty.
obstruction there. They've come back for the penalty, playing advantage.
Last chance.
King's College kicking the ball.
Why would you go with
Unusual decision. All he has to do is run it across the sideline, and
That's it.
that's half time.
That's what's been the debating point, Terry, today, the kicking. The Wallabies kicking, I mean, obviously it was a tactic to pressurise the kick, it just didn't work. And that there was fruitless.
Yeah, it's not unusual to see a lot of kicking later in the tournament when teams get tired and there's fewer chasing. It creates some opportunities, but this early in the tournament, I think they're needlessly giving away possession, and it's
Well, you've got to have a couple of quick chases too, and I noticed with the classic Wallabies, they didn't quite have the pace. We're going to put the ball down there, someone's got to be up it real quick. And they sort of lumbered up the paddock a bit. I don't know whether it was just, well, let's hope for the best.
So Terry, we'll bring you into this conversation because we've got a minute at half time. We were talking earlier on about the Lions tour. What do you think? I mean, we were talking for Robin and I were talking for the Northern Hemisphere. What's the attitude in New Zealand towards it?
Oh, I mean, it only happens once every 12 years, so it's something that all rugby supporters and followers look forward to. And you know, because it's such a big deal, it's you know, it has a real impact on a place as small as New Zealand. I mean, physically New Zealand's as big as the UK, but only 4.5 million people. They tend to have a fairly singular focus on rugby when there's some important rugby stuff on. So, and the the enthusiasm, the hype, and you know, the fun the British supporters bring to the equation is great for rugby, and it tends to create quite a party atmosphere, and it certainly stresses some of the smaller places in New Zealand in terms of accommodation, and you know, there's not quite enough party centrals for for everyone at times, but you know, it's everyone gets on and makes fun. I returned to New Zealand for the last Lions tour 12 years ago, and I have the distinct recollection it was great, but the Friday nights before the games were just brilliant. There was the anticipation, the expectation, everyone was buzzing, the whole place was going off. Unfortunately, the Saturdays were quite the reverse. They were just dead flat because the results were too one-sided to actually support the enthusiasm.
I'm hoping this year.
Oh, look, I think
New Zealand have got to be favourites, but I'm hoping there's a stronger line squad.
Yeah, but
no, I'm sure it will be. And you know, with the resources available to the teams, I mean, you think about it, you can pick 2 world-class front rowers from every one of 4 nations, and New Zealand's struggling to maybe get 3 or 4 first-class front rowers. So it's.
But do you see any surprises? Come this tour, New Zealand, is anyone that's just coming through that might make the squad that we haven't?
Are you thinking in terms of the Lions, or?
I know in terms of New Zealand.
Look, I think by the end of the Super Rugby we'll have a fair grasp on that, but I don't think they'd want to stray too far from where they've been. They've been bleeding young guys in.
Milner Scudder be back in the squad?
I don't know. He seems to have a lot of injury problems at the moment.
Yeah.
So
meanwhile, back at the 10s, second half started. Here we go.
But we're back, yes.
Another mistake with the boot. Into touch on the full, giving the Asia Pacific Dragons a free kick on halfway.
I think their whole sense of perspective has been put off by your big second rower on the Dragons, who just, obviously they see him and they think he's closer than he really is, because he's
It might be
it's making them misjudge the
like the hill seeming.
And here we through again, breaking through nicely into that one.
This ability to break tackles.
Look at this
is
ball
what's making
moving.
them different.
Yep. Options here, the big fella with the ball.
Oh, and that's
Nice
not
step.
the option.
Yeah, Masarama going inside there when
He was a wing. Yes.
Oh.
No, I think he might have lost that. Yep, lost forward, over the line.
I'd love to have had the ability to go upstairs on that one.
It's one of these ones that if you throws it, he's maybe just dipped his hand. Oh,
Yeah.
we have a replay.
Cornell
Yeah,
Hendricks, we'll see on the replay. If yes, it was just he did lose control a foot from the line. So the naked eye usually proves you right. It's first impressions are generally true. No, I wouldn't ever suggest there was any luck about our calls.
You know, and as I was saying, Leighton,
Look at
I'm
this,
not
there's a fine bit of red here, there, mate.
do you think he's a Campbell?
Well, he could well
Campbell with ginger hair? I don't think so.
That's an orange. That's orange headgear, guys.
No, in the middle, that's not orange headgear. That's a proper ginger.
Well, he is right. There is a red, yellow, orange headgear there, Bruce.
Yes, but
Can't deny that, mate. You can't have it all.
But you know, I mean, these Australians to come up here and he's got the sunscreen on his nose. You can tell he's an Australian. We don't have that.
So the loose head prop on the side, he's just a wannabe then with the orange headgear.
Setting his standards really low, though, I've got to say. Anyway, obviously, Asia Pacific fancy themselves in the scrum here.
I think that
They're going to go for a push.
The King's College boys might give them a real challenge here. No, they haven't held it well.
Oh, nice line back in. Is he over? Ooh, might be double movement. He's given it.
Very interesting call by the referee there.
Am I right in saying he released that ball was on the ground?
The play was grounded short. He released the ball. Therefore, in my understanding of the rules, he needs to get back on his feet before he can play that ball again. And he picked it up in front of the referee and placed it over the line.
I'm going to go as far as to say the referee was wrong.
I guess they're human.
Yes, they're human. That was
some of them I consider.
Well, I wouldn't think even that high sometimes. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Being on the wrong end of referee decision.
Well, if there's any justice, the kick was the conversion was missed. So
any player in the world would probably have picked up and touched it down, but that's where you get the unfortunate penalty.
It was interesting. It was one of those things we have a very good clear view of, and we could see the referee had a very clear view of it as well. So we'll agree to disagree then, won't we? Be good if more play was down here in front of us.
Would help a bit.
Oh, lovely take from the kickoff.
Beautiful. Here they go again, rumbling up. Feeling well organised here. Out comes the ball. Oh, unlucky. Did he knock that on? Yes.
Gosh, that wasn't a spectacular take from the kickoff by Johnny Manu.
Very nice take.
He got well off the ground and carried his momentum through too. It's,
unlucky. Nice bit of ball play coming there. Ball just a bit low for the pickup, for the pass.
It's about one thing about this rule though. If you can't be played in the air, carrying your momentum, if you win the clean kick, the clean catch, you have that momentum because they can't play you.
To be honest, that momentum is really important if you're being contested in the air, because if you go in with momentum, the other guy's the guy that falls over. You drop to your feet. King's College Old Boys working hard down the side, stripped by the Asia Pacific Barbarians, but the ball's eventually in touch. King's College to throw.
Quick
throw, but unfortunately he took the throw in ahead of where the ball crossed the touchline.
I think,
and it wasn't his ball.
It wasn't his ball. That was the trouble with it.
So a number of things wrong with that line-out.
Yeah. Got to have a go though.
Yeah. Sometimes the referees don't spot it, as we know.
Very surprised it actually was the Asia Pacific ball, because they seem to be the last in contact with it before it crossed the line. So 5 minutes to go. King's College will be getting concerned. They're in need of points to stay in this contest.
As the game's gone on, they've looked less and less likely to put a try away.
Lovely handling.
There we go. And he's got another option out wide.
Oh, Cornell Hendricks strong on the carry. Good tackle though.
Oh, nicely cleaned up by Kings though.
Quickly cleared too.
I did well to scramble back and get that ball. Big man coming through. Couldn't quite tie up that guy from Kings. Offside. Called by the referee against the Asia Pacific Dragons. Kings have really got to start doing something with this now.
Yeah, they need to compose themselves, take a good touch and good ball from the line out.
He's got that one right this time.
You have to say that this Kings team is in a really good position to finish second in this pool still though, because it's Overseas Old Boys and Hong Kong Football Club. There are two teams. So, you know,
They certainly look to have the strength to give the football club a strong match. So,
well, in the end, it's only a 12-0 game at the moment. I mean, it's
they've played decent rugby. I mean, they're playing probably nearly the favourites for the tournament.
So 3 minutes to go. Asia Pacific Dragons beef up the side with 3 substitutions. So some extra gas to see them through to the end.
Nice take on the line, well fed.
And they don't weaken their team with these substitutions either, Terry. They've got some quality players coming on.
Yeah, they've got a good roster, haven't they?
Still in possession of the ball, Kings. Ooh, that might have hurt that one. Sort of going down in that tackle. Not releasing.
You.
Another line
a
out.
bit more urgency with King's College here. They realise they're running out of time. 3 minutes to go. They need to get a score on the board and
one
get
score
back
here
down
would
there.
make it exciting to finish, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's what we're here for.
But they've missed the line.
Line out overthrown.
Penalty. Keep pinging on that one.
Yeah, one more penalty might have the referee in it.
Was he saying not back 5?
Well, it was very hard to understand his signals there. So one thing's for sure, he's made his mind up. It was a penalty. Okay, can they unlock the defence? 5 metres out.
They've got to put this one away.
College
They're
Old Boys.
just going to go tight here, try and drive it over anywhere.
Gosh, Isaac Ross back after a minute on the bench. They obviously rely a lot on him.
It's a better take. Nicely set. Is he through?
Ooh, it's looking promising.
Referee's given it.
The referee's awarded, so.
That score 2.
Unfortunately for King's College of University of Queensland, they've scored out wide, so it's going to make the conversion quite difficult.
Still leaves them one score though.
So that was scored by Thomas Van Assessin from Australia.
Try to Goldilocks.
Okay, the quickly taken conversion has been missed, so King's
Need one more
College
score.
Old Boys need another converted score to get them back to force the draw.
King's College 5,
Jock
Dragons 12.
Jock Campbell
Oh,
placing the ball
great
into the
take.
arms of Isaac Ross. It's possibly not the guy you'd pick out.
You have to say that was a great exit. Just, well, it was until he did that.
Yep,
Yeah,
line on
man
the
playing
ground.
the ball on the ground. He needs to get back on his feet before he can do that. The referee's got a lot of signals here. It looks something like a difficult swimming stroke, doesn't it?
Do you think maybe more like one of these guys guiding a plane onto the aircraft
Yeah,
carrier?
well, something
a
might be
couple of
landing
bags.
soon,
Do
Bruce.
you think he's lost his paddles?
Yeah, he lost his paddles, yeah. Not,
Okay, and
38 seconds to go. I think it's pretty much all over
Asia
here.
Pacific Dragons find a good solid touch, and they'll be, I'm sure they'll be heading
yeah.
for their go-to man, who is walking very casually to the line.
yes, you think it's a ball to the lighthouse, yep.
It is.
Yeah, next up we have Overseas Old Boys
Oh,
versus
and
Hong Kong
contested
Football
well by
Club.
Kings, but haven't quite
Have they got
managed to
it?
secure the ball. No, it's Asia Pacific Dragons. Isaac Ross, strong carry up the middle, taking 2 or 3 players with him. Oh,
A magnificent piece of skill that
yeah,
probably
it was,
wasn't
but
necessary.
It probably
Because it's
wasn't
given the
necessary.
ball back.
Turned the ball over with 0 seconds on the clock. So next stoppage of play, this game is over. King's College in control of the ball. Going into some heavy traffic though. Oh, pressing hard, the Asia Pacific Dragons.
Well, that's a penalty.
Penalty for a high
And
tackle. It wasn't really aggressive. And
I think it's round the
Isaac.
offside, maybe, no?
No, it was Isaac Ross with the high tackle. But you know, in fairness, he's
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go, really.
he's
only
got to
the
get
high
down on his
tackle.
knees to take it low. Again, another opportunity for King's College. Oh,
And they've
squandered.
absolutely ruined it. That's it, game over.
Oh, there they go.
Unfortunately, lack of communication. The bullet passed to the short runner who didn't realise he was receiving it.
There
Game
it
over.
goes. All done. So,
But-
Well,
in the end, I think actually...
a bit of a fright for the Asia Pacific Dragons, but I think based on the way they performed in that game, the stronger team came through with the result.
I'm just running through this rotation where Leighton hands me the team sheets and takes them away quickly before I read them. But next up,